My name is Ruth Baru, Xinhua Africa Regional Bureau English correspondent based in Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. This is the Nairobi South Station. It has caused and stirred a lot of excitement among the locals. You see, it is not only beautiful and magnificent, it also boasts state-of-the-art equipment and modern technology, elevating the Kenyan-based station to world-class status. Built by the China Road and Bridges Construction, the SGR measures 428 kilometers in length, connecting Nairobi capital city to the port city of Mombasa. This has been ranked not only by the locals, but also the top government officials as the project of the decade. As a result, this will continue enhancing and reinforcing the cooperation between China and Kenya, which has been accepted and embraced by the local citizens as well. We are going to talk to Geoffrey here, who has been working at the China Road and Bridges construction during the construction period. Geoffrey, hi. Could you please tell us how has the China and Kenya cooperation influenced you as an individual?
Personally, it has made me whom I am in my own country. China brought me to be alive again, because I wasn't me.
What do you mean? Please, could you please explain?
Economically, socially. I've never been meeting these Chinese. I've learned a lot from the Chinese. Economically, I'm stable now.
Great. Now, Geoffrey is one of the people who have been working here at the construction of the new SGR. Security has become a top priority for Kenya. And here at the Nairobi South Station, they have made sure that the security is beefed up. They have state-of-the-art equipment, scanners, dogs, and even security personnel. Now, I'm informed that this has happened in all the 7 stations based between Nairobi and the port city of Mombasa. As a result, this will ensure that even the tourists and other people, including businessmen, dignitaries, and delegates who will be traveling using the SGR, will be secure. Now, Kenya had reports of high unemployment rates, estimated at 17.3%. But right now, the people who are working here, including the staff and the youth, are enthusiastic as they await the much-awaited launch that will happen on 1st June and will be presided over by the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. You see, since they started the construction of the SGR, about 30,000 jobs have been created, improving the lifestyle of the Kenyans. And also, more are expected to be introduced in the operational stage, and hundreds of more people and youth will get jobs. Here we have with us our friend who also has had a chance to work at the SGR. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is George Momanyi Monte. I work at SGR project. Before I used to work in the public service vehicle. Right now I'm being employed as SGR. When I compare this job in a public vehicle, this job is good. At least you have some money compared. That one, the public service vehicle, you wake up early at 4. That one is very tiresome. But this one, you just come to job at around 7. You are relaxed. Chinese are very friendly people. They are good. and we continue them to continue bring some projects here in Kenya so that our young people can get a job. We thank Chinese companies so much.
Okay, tell me one thing. Would you say that the livelihood of your family has improved and your children, maybe do you have children? You can talk about that.
Really, so much. Yeah, before I used to, sometimes I could got a job. Another day I don't have a job. But this one, I have to come job daily. But in a public service, today you get a job, today there's no job. So when you compare this for the SGR and the other side where I used to work, this was more better. Even I can dress well, my people get good food, even security. I used to work, I used to stay in Mabati, Iron Sheets house, but now I use in a permanent house and they pay well.
Okay. Tell me something. How long have you worked for the SGR and what does your family think about it? Maybe it's something that your children tell you every day when you go home. Could you please tell us a bit about that?
I've worked here for almost 18 months. Yeah, my family appreciates this job so much because even the way you see the way they stay now, they stay jovial, and they say they continue praying so the government continue initiate more projects so that we continue working this. I don't go back to the where I used to be.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you. You also.
Okay, now I'm told, or rather reports are showing us that the Kenya Railways has confirmed that there are 60 students who got opportunities to go and study in China, with most of them waiting to get opportunities to work in the operational course. Now, the most interesting thing is that there are 7 women who went to China to train to be train drivers. I don't think we have ever had a train driver who was a female in Kenya. And this will be most exciting because it is expected that on June 1st, when the maiden ride will take off from Nairobi to Mombasa, it will be starred by a female train driver. The standard gauge railway has become an interface of knowledge and skills transfer from China, the second world largest economy, which is seen as a big privilege by Kenya, which is now ranked as the largest economy in East Africa. It is expected that while the SGR is operational, there will be more skills and knowledge transfer. Right here behind me are some of the youth who have benefited from the knowledge and skills transfer. We will be talking to them and see how their experience has been.
Number 1.
This way, please.
Number 2.
Welcome to Nairobi Station.
Okay, tell me, young lady, please start with your name, introduce yourself, and tell me what you're expecting as we await the launch of the SGR.
I'm Farida Mwende. I'm a student who was training at Railway Training Institute, and currently I am on internship at the Nairobi South Station, and I'm so happy to be working in the station.
Okay, thank you very much. Perhaps we will speak to another one and see what their different views are. Please start with your name and tell me what kind of skills would you say you have learned so far?
My name is Irene Mweni. I'm happy to be one of SGR, or part of the team, and I've learned a lot, and it's good that we are interacting and making Kenya part of China too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And of course, we will not miss out on the gentleman too. Perhaps you can tell me, starting with your name, which has been one of the most interesting experiences as you learn some different skills from the Chinese.
Okay, thank you. My name is Jackson. I've been with Chinese for the last 3 months, since from the training when we were at RTI, Railway Training Institute. We have actually learned a lot of skills. We have learned how to interact with people. We have learned customer care. We have learned more about drill, military, paramilitary training. And actually, we are very glad to be the pioneer team who are waiting for the launch of this SGR on 1st May this year. We are very glad, and we expect to have a very long career which will take to at high heights.
Okay, great. Perhaps you can tell me, I see that the station here is very modern, you know, state-of-the-art equipment. How does that make you feel? Are you seeing some of these things for the first time? How is your experience here at the station?
Actually, we are very much glad and very happy for the first time travel and SGR in Kenya. Earlier, we used to have a meter gauge railway, where when you compare the facility of the meter gauge railway and the SGR, there's a very big difference. So we're very glad. We actually appreciate for the SGR coming to Kenya, and we appreciate for the Chinese and the support they're giving Kenya, and we look forward higher to come.
And the businessmen are the happy lot, especially the importers and the exporters. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Kenya imports goods worth trillions of shillings and exports goods worth billions of shillings. This is bound to improve with the new SGR. This is because the loading capacity of the SGR is up to 4,000 tons in one train. And in the old train, they could only do 1,000 tons per train. Overall, this means that the cargo moved annually by Kenya will be 22 million tons, and yet with the older train it could only do 1.6 million tons. Now, we are joined here by an engineer and also a passenger that used the old railway for more than 30 years. Perhaps he can tell us how his experience has been. Starting with your name, perhaps you can tell us what it means for the old narrow gauge and the now standard gauge railway.
My name is Wilfred Ndulu. I've worked as an engineer with the old railways for more than 30 years. I am now a consultant supervising the new project, the standard gauge railways. And I've been here for 2 years. I've been able to see it progress up to where it is now. The old railways, especially the passenger train, was very slow. From Nairobi to Mombasa would take about 9 hours. In fact, of late, it's taking about 18 hours from Nairobi to Mombasa and vice versa. The new train, passenger train, you're moving at 120 kilometers per hour. That means Nairobi-Mombasa, Mombasa-Nairobi, it will take only 4 hours. The current train is very comfortable. The old train used to have very hard seats, which passengers would complain. It will be very comfortable to move on the new train. Myself personally, I've taken some trial runs from Nairobi to Mombasa. Is wonderful. The passenger comfort is assured.
Now, the old railway that we have that was built in 1896 is over 100 years old. Perhaps you can tell us what are some of the reviews that you received from the passengers, maybe the exporters and the importers that perhaps use the old railway?
Well, you know, the problem with the old railways is it was slow, and they used to complain. That you can imagine some of the cargo was taking 5 days from Mombasa to Nairobi, and almost a week from Mombasa to to Kampala, there was a lot of complaints. But now with the new railway line, we would expect the passengers to be very happy, and the cargo owners will be very happy because it will take only about a day to pick them from Nairobi.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Now, you have had it yourself that there will be major improvements. Now, the new train, the new SGR, has been divided into 3 categories. There is the business class that will carry about 18 passengers. And then, after that, there is the first class, which will also carry about 82 passengers. And the economy class, which is expected to be the cheapest and will be more favorable to most of the passengers, and will be carrying about 118 passengers. In total, the train is expected to carry 234 people in one trip. Perhaps also we can hear from the engineer again. Sir, perhaps you can tell us, now that you've already taken a ride, what are we expecting to see? Are there some sightseeing? Perhaps you can also give us an example of something that you may have enjoyed while riding on the new train.
That is the beauty of the Kenyan train from Nairobi to Mombasa. From Nairobi, the railway line actually starts from the Nairobi National Park, and you start seeing the wildlife in Nairobi. Then as you get beyond Mutitwandei, you get into the Tsavo National Park. So you see elephants, you see wildlife. And Mombasa itself, as you reach Mariakani, the palm trees, you are in a holiday mode because of the beaches in Mombasa. So I'm sure the passengers are going to enjoy themselves.
Okay, excellent. Well, we're expecting the SGR to be expanded. Perhaps you can talk, do you want to comment a little bit about that?
Yes, of course, it doesn't make sense to terminate this project at Nairobi because, as you know, 70% of the cargo is destined to Nairobi, but 30% is outside Nairobi. So it only makes sense to extend this project to Malaba, Uganda, and Rwanda. So we are extending. Phase 2 actually starts from Nairobi all the way to Naivasha, and later we will go from Naivasha to Kisumu and Uganda. And phase 2 has actually, as soon as we commission this first phase, we start second phase, which of course we expect to complete, and then it will be one way all the way to Uganda so that we can be able to serve transit cargo also.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, following what the expert has said, recently during the One Belt Forum held in China, China committed to support Kenya's request to ask for 3.5 billion to help construct the second phase of the SGR.